the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition for Thursday, the 4th of February. I'm James Spann. Cooler air working in here. Will be dry through Sunday, but the big story, what could be the coldest air so far this season due in here next week. Big trough axis still a little west of the state, but the rain and storms, they've moved on to the east. Will be dry for a while. It is colder this morning. We're starting off the day mostly in the 30s. Birmingham at 36. 32 at Haleyville up in Winston County. We'll expect a high in the low 50s in most spots today. Pretty cold air settling into the western two-thirds of the United States. And again, that's going to keep us cool and dry, but even colder air will be working down in here next week. Pretty quiet morning around the nation. That's the watch warning map. We've got some winter weather advisories in the northwest part of the country, and that's about it. Precipitation for the next 5 days, not much at all. In fact, this is looking pretty dry. This is valid through Tuesday morning. And I do think there could be some snowflakes in the colder air. The question is, will there be enough of that to cause any impact? And we'll discuss that as we roll through the modeling here. This is the GFS, the 06C run, valid today at noon at 500 millibars. You can see the trough axis still west of the state, but we're in dry air. I'd say we'll call it partly sunny today, breezy and cooler with a high around 50. Many places north of Birmingham could stay in the 40s today. Tomorrow morning, we should drop into the upper 20s to start the day. And again, the high will be at or just over 50. And the sky will be sunny. Saturday as the weekend begins, very similar weather. The early morning low in the upper 20s, the high in the low to mid 50s. And Sunday looks good. The sky will be sunny with highs in the 50s. That surface low off the Atlantic coast very far to the east. You know, earlier there was some school of thought that might send some clouds up in here, but it certainly doesn't look that way now. Okay, Monday, here we go. Cold air begins to blow in. A series of waves of cold air will arrive. With the first one, we'll see clouds and maybe some light rain or a snowflake or two Monday afternoon or Monday night. And again, with these, clipper-type systems, typically you don't see a lot of precipitation. Don't know if we see enough to measure. Tuesday of next week, there's your high-amplitude look. Western Ridge, Eastern Trough. Cold air advection, windy and cold, will probably stay in the 30s all day. And again, evidence of snow flurries over North Alabama, but nothing really beyond that. There's no evidence to suggest any impact-type snow. And the same thing Wednesday. We're in very cold air. And actually, this run not as cold as other runs that we have seen. You can see the anomalies are still pretty far below average, but not quite as brutal as some of the other deterministic runs. Still, we'll keep highs in the 30s. And I do think some parts of North Alabama could stay below freezing all day Wednesday. This is the accumulated snow off the GFS, and it tries to spit a trace through about the northern half of the state. And this is Wednesday, and maybe a few pockets of a quarter inch. But again, this is a situation that would not lend itself to an impact-type snow, and the European shows basically nothing. So we are going to mention snow flurries in the colder air Monday night and Tuesday, and maybe into Tuesday night, but for now, we don't expect that to create any issues for humans as they go about their daily lives. Thursday of next week, a week from today, we're still pretty cold and dry. Highs may be creeping back in the 40s, but Thursday morning, we might see a few spots reaching the teens here. In fact, I think that is a very good possibility. So be aware of that. But the good news, the cold air lifts out. This is the end of the forecast period on Saturday the 13th. The trough is lifted out, and we're warmer with highs getting back in the 50s by then. Arctic oscillation going negative, as you can see, and that helps to push the cold air out of the Arctic region. The NAO tries to go negative, but it's kind of hugging that neutral line. So again, we think the cold air shot next week will be relatively short-lived. And again, these numbers I think are too warm for next week off the GEFS ensemble. It's got a high around 40 on Tuesday and Wednesday. High should be in the 30s. And again, look out for Thursday morning when teens are a real possibility. That's it for the Weather Extreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.